I love wine. And maybe you love wine as much as I do. But if you're like me, you leave the decision about which one to buy until you're actually in the store. Once inside, there could be hundreds or even thousands of options available to choose from. To narrow down my choice, I might use information about the type of grape. Some of you might use the year, some of you might use the region, but all of us are still left with numerous options from which to make our final decision. At this point, we might start using visual cues, like the color, image, or characters on the label. But with so many unique labels available, why do some labels appeal to some people, but not others? And does the label impact our wine drinking experience? My research is interested in going beyond the appeal of a label and determine if the visual cues on a label can impact the actual taste of the wine. To accomplish this, I designed multiple phases of research to better understand the sensory experience of wine. Through online surveys, I've been able to demonstrate that when somebody relates to a label, they will anticipate the wine is going to taste better, despite not knowing anything about the actual wine. I've partnered with local wineries to set up blind taste tests with wine drinkers, and it turns out we have a really difficult time distinguishing between wines using only taste. However, we are much more likely to think a wine tastes better when we associate it with the label we identify with. You've probably heard the expression, "you are what you eat." But by interviewing wine drinkers, I have found that when it comes to wine, we drink what we are. With so many choices available, we need to be able to relate to the label so that it can represent who we are and the image we want to convey. Of course, the label might sell the first bottle, but the winemaker sells the second one. It doesn't matter how much you relate to a label, you still need to like the wine inside. And as you have more experience and exposure to the wines you like, you begin to make associations between the visual cues and the wines you like the most. This results in a wine label impacting not only your expectations, but the actual taste of the wine. It can often be very difficult to articulate why we like or don't like something. And while my research focuses on wine, the results are important because they can be used more broadly to better understand how individual experiences impact individual preferences. So the next time you're out looking for a bottle of wine, remember, your past experiences are driving you to find something that you personally identify with. And this visual connection will impact your other senses so that when you pour yourself a glass, you are in fact tasting the label. Thank you.